Welcome back to NASCAR World News. 5 victories across just 9 races. Nobody has accomplished that since Dale Earnhardt all the way back in 1987. And now fans spread across every corner of this country are asking one enormous and unavoidable question. Is Tyler Reddick genuinely this dominant? Or is something questionable happening inside 23XLI Racing that nobody wants to say out loud? Let us rewind and walk carefully through exactly what unfolded at Kansas Speedway, because the entire weekend was absolutely wild from the opening moment to the final checkered flag. The weekend launched on Saturday with qualifying. Tyler Reddick strapped into his number 45 Toyota and delivered a lap of just 29.142 seconds. That translates to over 185 miles per hour around that facility. It represented his 3rd pole position of the current season and the 14th of his entire professional career. And who exactly did he edge out for that coveted top starting spot? His own team owner and boss, Denny Hamlin. Reddick separated himself from Hamlin by a margin of just 0.019 seconds, an almost invisible sliver of time separating the two men. But here is where the narrative becomes genuinely fascinating. Toyota did not simply claim pole position. Toyota swept the entire top 3 starting positions on the grid. Reddick first, Hamlin second. Bristol winner from the previous weekend, Ty Gibbs third. Kyle Larson matched Gibbs on raw lap time, but was forced to settle for 4th position. Chase Briscoe, also campaigning a Toyota, grabbed 5th. 4 Toyotas occupying 4 of the top 5 positions on the starting grid before a single green flag had been completed. Reddick directed his appreciation toward crew chief Billy Scott for executing the precise setup decisions that produced that qualifying performance. He expressed genuine pride in the collective effort across the entire 23XLI organization and acknowledged the hard developmental work the team has invested to reach this competitive level. Then Sunday arrived, and the race itself delivered pure, unfiltered chaos from beginning to end. Early in the afternoon, Denny Hamlin was the undeniable class of the entire field. He seized the lead on lap 4 and simply refused to surrender it to anyone. He paced the field for 75 of the opening 80 laps and claimed stage 1 in completely dominant and uncontested fashion. But while Hamlin was commanding the front of the field, something genuinely painful was developing back on pit road for another competitor. Ryan Blaney had rolled off the grid from 9th position and was comfortably running inside the top 10. Then, during his scheduled pit stop, his car made contact with A.J. Allmendinger as he was exiting his pit stall. Allmendinger spun helplessly. Blaney's front splitter suffered significant damage in the contact, and his team was forced to bring the car back down pit road for emergency repairs. And while those repairs were being completed, his team collected a penalty for having too many crew members cross over the wall simultaneously. NASCAR insider Jeff Gluck explained the specific sequence of events that produced the penalty. Blaney received the infraction for the crew member violation, but the multiple stops occurred because his team was actively trying to properly assess and diagnose the full extent of the damage sustained in the contact. And honestly, this incident simply added another painful chapter to what has become Blaney's genuinely nightmarish season on pit road. Through just the opening 8 races of 2026, he had already surrendered 88 total positions on pit road through various mishaps and errors. His outright speed is absolutely not the problem. He consistently ranks among the fastest competitors on any given weekend. But these recurring pit road miscues keep dragging him back through the running order week after week. Sunday only added to that growing and frustrating total. Moving forward into stage 2, Larson cleared Hamlin cleanly on the ensuing restart and assumed command of the race. He proceeded to lead 77 laps and claimed the stage victory for himself. During that extended run at the front, Larson actually surpassed Kevin Harvick to claim sole possession of the record for most all-time laps led at Kansas across his career, a genuinely notable milestone buried within a chaotic afternoon. Then the final stage arrived, and the intensity escalated considerably. Christopher Bell assumed the lead briefly before Hamlin reclaimed it with 43 laps remaining on the board. But Reddick was sitting on significantly fresher rubber, and with 10 laps showing, he powered his Toyota past Hamlin through turn 1 and appeared to be building toward a comfortable victory lane celebration. Then, everything changed in a matter of seconds. Reddick's car began sputtering badly. A serious fuel delivery problem emerged at the absolute worst possible moment. Reddick got on the team radio in obvious distress, communicating that he was losing fuel pressure and running dangerously low. At that identical moment, he also made contact with the outside retaining wall and surrendered the lead right back to Hamlin in the process. His team immediately directed him to switch over to the backup fuel delivery pump. These NASCAR machines carry a secondary pump specifically for an emergency contingency for exactly this kind of situation. Reddick activated it mid-race, and it responded just barely adequately enough to keep him competitive.
Then arrived the single moment that completely transformed the outcome of the entire afternoon. Cody Ware, running 6 laps behind the leaders, spun his car on lap 266. The caution flag flew immediately. Denny Hamlin was visibly and vocally furious about the timing. He communicated to Fox Sports afterward that a competitor running 6 laps down causing a caution at that specific moment was an extremely difficult pill to swallow. The frustration was written clearly across every feature of his face. That caution period sent the race directly into overtime. Every competitive team charged down pit road for fresh rubber. Hamlin cycled off pit road first in the running order. Then, on the overtime restart, absolute madness erupted throughout the entire field. Reddick, Hamlin, Christopher Bell, and Larson all found themselves racing 3 and 4 wide simultaneously through multiple corners. Reddick made contact with Bell, who then collected Hamlin in the resulting chain reaction. Reddick himself briefly lost control and spun near the back portion of the running order, but somehow, through all of that surrounding chaos, Reddick gathered his car, dove to the inside of Larson through the final corner sequence, and crossed the finish line ahead of him by just 0.118 seconds. Reddick could barely process what had just happened when he reached the television cameras. He expressed that he felt genuinely fortunate about the timing of that late caution, and described the entire sequence as absolutely nuts in his own words. He also expressed genuine remorse about the contact with Bell, acknowledging that Bell had been delivering a strong and clean performance throughout the afternoon and deserved a better outcome than what the restart chaos delivered to him. Now, let us address directly why people have started throwing around serious words like cheating when discussing 23XLI racing and their current dominance. The organization, co-owned by Michael Jordan and Denny Hamlin, is operating on a completely different competitive plane than every other team in the garage right now. Reddick's 5 victories across 9 races is a pace of dominance that has not been witnessed since Dale Earnhardt accomplished it back in 1987. Only 4 drivers across the entire recorded history of NASCAR's Premier Series have ever managed that pace of winning. His points lead over the second position in the standings has grown to 105 points. The margin separating him from second place is actually larger than the margin separating second place from 11th place. That is a staggering illustration of just how far ahead he currently sits. And Toyota, as a manufacturer, has claimed 7 victories across the first 9 races of this season. That represents the most dominant manufacturer performance this early in a season since 2007. Toyota drivers also claimed 4 of the top 5 finishing positions at Kansas. Both of 23XLI's primary entries finished the afternoon strongly, with Reddick taking the victory and Bubba Wallace delivering a 5th place result. That kind of synchronized team-wide performance across both cars simultaneously is something 23XLI Racing has never previously produced in their organizational history. Team President Steve Lauletta described Reddick's current form with a simple and accurate assessment. He characterized him as essentially unstoppable in his current state. Adversity gets thrown at him from every direction, and he consistently finds a way to respond and overcome it. He praised the collective composure displayed across the entire organization, noting that nobody inside the team loses their focus or composure, regardless of what circumstances develop around them. Reddick himself described the current cars as dramatically and fundamentally better than anything he had underneath him during the previous season, when he failed to win a single race across the entire campaign. Pause and genuinely consider that contrast. 12 months ago, he couldn't find victory lane at any track on the schedule. Today, he stands as the overwhelming championship favorite by an enormous margin. Michael Harvick, offering analysis on Fox Sports, went even further in projecting where Reddick's season is heading. He stated directly that Reddick is on a clear trajectory to break the all-time record for most victories in the current generation car. The existing record stands at 6 victories and is shared by Larson, Byron, and Hamlin, among others. Harvick was emphatic that Reddick will surpass that mark before the regular season concludes. Michael Jordan himself was present in victory lane to personally witness the celebration. He has now attended all 5 of Reddick's victories in person this season without missing a single one. He was completely transparent about the particular satisfaction he derived from beating his own co-owner and partner Hamlin on this specific occasion. He communicated that he specifically wanted to defeat him because